Game number 55. Is this it? We got black. What is it going to be? All right. Let's do some G6 stuff and see what he does. And it looks like it's going to be another one of these. I'm skipping the opening by doing something like B3. Okay. And colors reversed. Got it. So I'm just going to make a bunch of moves like him. He doesn't want to do much. He wants to play a hedgehog structure. Okay, fine. I can do the exact same thing. I won't do much. And I'll sit around and wait. I'll just do it faster than you do it. Okay. Are you okay? Are you okay with me playing E4? Because I will play E4. Now E4 is a threat. D6 is kind of weak though. Maybe that was impulsive. And let's see what the score is. My opponent keeps DCing. That makes me nervous. This is what I was hoping for. Now I'm going to try to make my knight better than his bishop. Okay. So I'm threatening rook takes d1 and knight c3 type stuff. Like say for instance bishop f3, rook takes d1, rook takes d1, knight c3. I'm going to do this anyway. And should we go for it? I can definitely, yeah, I'll just flag him and be a dirty, dirty flagger. Hit that pawn to come over here and hit this one. Fix the pawn structure. I don't feel very strongly about that last move for him. He's just disconnecting his pawns. Let's get to a good square. Flexibility. We'll go for it. If he ever moves the rook, I go after the b4 pawn. Oh, you have that. Okay, so let's go after it a different way. And that'll do it. Okay, boom. There it is. Woo! That was so much harder playing openings that I don't normally play to get to 2200. And it sucks because you feel like your level of play should be about the same regardless of whatever openings you're playing, but I'm just not like that. I like my openings, and I like to play the way I like to play. So this was much harder than I thought it was going to be. And I see that he's just hedgehogging it out. So the thing about hedgehog players, they want you to hit them. And I should have, before e4, make every prep move possible. Play rook a d8. But what about if just c5? Because he's going to get the e-pawn. Okay, I have the second takes. Never mind. So that needs to be considered at some point in here. But I just did. It's not nothing. So rook a d8, and it's like, is he going to play one more waiting move, or is he going to finally go with this? In which case, I'm going to come back, and now I'm going to try to use those holes again. Knight, 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 you know. So I play e4, which changes the character of the position. And we go into this, and my only weakness is d6. So I asked him would he like to oblige me in fixing my pawn structure and giving me just a completely equal game to play with. And this is where my opponent should decline vehemently and, I mean, say queen b3. He's threatening f4, and he still has everything in the position. So queen takes e5 is just a bad move. Even queen e5 is a bad move because of the correct response. Now knight e4 keeps the rook out of d6 and sets up potential tactics with knight c3. And I debated here on taking the a4 pawn. I mean, one line I could get lucky with is if he does this. And then, you know, I get a much better version of what we got in the main game. But the problem with this move is he's going to get counterplay, and this looks busted for black because he's hitting the b7 pawn, and it's too easy for him to go bishop c4 and then make a second target out of f7. So the bishop's too good to be left alive. So I grab him, and then I don't know, this objectively feels like it should be a draw. But because of the time, I had a feeling that my opponent would go wrong. And that's the first step in fixing the structure where my rook has a free hand and his really doesn't. Because at any point in time this rook moves off of the b pawn, I'm just going to attack it. So probably a move like this would be good. So he can go rook c4 and then try to defend laterally where his rook actually has something to do. This seems much more flexible and the way to go. But when he goes e4, that idea is not going to exist anymore. And he's made it to where his king's not going to have entry points. So my next move goes, okay, if you ever touch the G pawn, I'm going to disconnect your pawns and they're going to become targets. So that's why E4 was a considerable endgame inaccuracy in my opinion. So takes, King G7. And I just want to slowly improve my position. If H5, that's not going to end well for him. Check, I take. So I want to get him off of that. And now his king's out of the game and the rook's still not doing anything. I thought about taking with a pawn, but the king's just going to have easy access. So right here, it's clear that white's finally found the right idea with defending laterally. So if I just go rook b1, he goes rook e4, and then, you know, this could potentially be a draw if he's just going back and forth. But you just have to see the idea that, you know, his defensive idea is to chill. Well, I'm going to double attack, and then there's no good way to handle this situation at this point. Let's say, for instance, rook g4. I'm considering. And if this type of stuff happens, you're just in time to get back. And then this is going to be a trivial king and pawn endgame because I can just fox in the chicken coop, come over here, take this guy, and let's just go c-pawn, etc. So this was kind of an interesting activity. Hopefully I played some interesting games. The rating fluctuations and changes within the entire series comes from sometimes it was a short game, but it was an instructive short game. And then sometimes it was a short game like my opponents flagged out. I had a couple games where I had spotty internet yesterday and I flagged out. Sometimes like there was just like a hang mate position on either me or my opponent because I was talking too much and not paying attention. Some games were just ridiculous. So I tried to include the games in the series that I felt were actually instructive. You could get something out of it, and I could explain some ideas in the analysis that would help. So always looking for the next project. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. We'll have fresh content out for you soon. All right. Thank you for watching.